Thank you so much, Tanya. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Hunger Fighters. This is the final session of the 2023 Hunger Free Communities Virtual Summit, and we so appreciate your time with us today. I hope that you've gained some inspiration, that you've identified new tools and resources to take with you as we continue our collective work to end hunger. I am pleased to announce the recipient of our Hunger Free Community Award. We instituted this award because in past years, we had taken this conference on the road to co-host the summit with our some of our Hunger Free community partners in cities like Indianapolis, Minneapolis, and Tampa. When we moved to a virtual format, as everyone had to at the beginning of the pandemic, we lost the ability to highlight the work of a local partner in this way. So we created the Hunger Free Community Award to recognize the outstanding work of one partner in the Hunger Free Communities Network. The award includes a lovely plaque and a $5,000 cash award. I am thrilled to announce we are awarding the 2023 Hunger Free Community Award to Nourish KC in Kansas City, Missouri. We were impressed with their holistic approach and their ability to reach underserved communities in Kansas City. To accept the award on behalf of Nourish KC is Mandy Jean Redder, their executive director. Mandy, over to you.
Thank you so much. My goodness, I'm so excited to be here. I've got a little bit of written and a little bit of off the cuff, so bear with me if I'm looking off screen. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and fellow advocates for Hunger Free World, I'm here with immense gratitude and humility as the executive director of Nourish KC, an organization that has been deeply committed to ending hunger in Kansas City for over 35 years. It is a tremendous honor to accept the 2023 Hunger Free Communities Award from the Alliance to End Hunger, an organization that shares our passion and dedication to eradicating hunger from our society. First and foremost, I want to express my heartfelt thanks to the Alliance to End Hunger for recognizing the tireless efforts of Nourish KC. This award is a testament to our dedication, not only from our team, our volunteer army, our board members, our supporters, unwavering support of our partners, and the resilience of our communities that we serve. It's a reminder that when we come together with purpose and compassion, we can create transformative change. The fight against hunger is not an easy one. It requires us to confront systemic inequalities, challenge societal norms, and advocate for policies that prioritize the well-being of every individual, regardless of their socioeconomic background. Hunger is just not just a lack of food. It's a symptom of deeper issues: poverty, inequality, and injustice. But it is also a challenge that we can overcome when we stand united, armed with empathy, innovation, and determination. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about Nourish KC. As I mentioned, Nourish KC was founded 35 years ago in the heart of Kansas City. We were born out of the Episcopal community at Grace and Holy Cathedral, which is a church here on Broadway in the heart of downtown. It just so happened that one parishioner happened to see one man sitting outside one night who was unhoused and needed a meal. And so he grabbed a hot plate, went inside, found some random things that he could throw together, and created a meal. Over the next few weeks, he continued to feed this gentleman and a few others that continued to come by. And pretty soon the word spread. And before he knew it, hundreds of people were walking a mile each way just to come and get a free meal. Over the years, Nourish KC and our roots evolved, and we opened Founders Hall at the Cathedral and became Episcopal Community Services, where we were serving thousands of meals a month to people in need. It started growing, and if you're familiar with Kansas City, which I'm sure some of you maybe aren't, but at that time, Kansas City's downtown was just going through this revitalization. So businesses were booming, downtown was changing, and there was a need for organizations to come together and to provide easier access for services for individuals that were specifically in our unhoused community. And so Downtown Council, which is one of our partners to this day, approached us and said, hey, we have this building space. It's within a few blocks of some of the shelters and some of the other service providers. Would you be interested in moving to this location? And it made sense at the time. So we switched over. We moved from basically 12th and Broadway over to where we are now on 8th and Paseo. And we've been in that space for 15 years now. In our location, we have easy access to, like I mentioned, a lot of the shelters in our area, a lot of the other service providers. We're close to some of the bus stops. We're a convenient little spot for people to come and get a meal and then leave and access other services in a convenient way. Kansas City is really bad about public transit. So being able to offer things that are walkable, offer services that are in a walkable area versus asking people to get on a bus and go a few miles this way or jump on another bus and go a few miles more. It just really made sense to have it in one convenient, easy location. So we launched our space in, like I said, 15 years ago. And that's when we separated ourselves from the Episcopal community, became non-secular, and created Nourish KC. Nourish KC, if you would have asked me in January, I would have told you we were serving 300 to 400 meals a day, Monday through Friday, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Since then, we have been serving anywhere from 600 to 900 meals a day. We are a zero barrier, no questions asked facility. We do not turn anyone away. We are open during inclement weather and weekday holidays. If it's Christmas Day on a Tuesday, our team is there, celebrating with our guests and providing a nice, comforting meal for people, even on holiday. We do that because consistency is important. And we, even though we are a zero barrier facility and a no questions asked facility, on general observation, the majority of the people that we do serve are experiencing some type of homelessness. And so knowing that our doors are open until 2 o'clock, knowing that if they're jumping off a bus and coming right over, they're going to be still able to get a meal is really important. We've had many days in the last few months where we were not prepared for the amount of meals that we are serving. On September 13th, we served 1,058 meals in 3 hours. And sometimes we're not really prepared for that. So if we run out of food, we are so dedicated that we go back into the kitchen and we find more food options. We put more things into the ovens. We create whatever we can to be able to put on a plate so that people that are coming right at 2 o'clock still have access to a meal. We feel that's really important. All of our meals are uplifted through our food rescue program. We partner with different restaurants, distributors, wholesalers to keep food out of landfills. Food that's maybe nearing expiration, or in some instances, maybe not pretty enough to sell, or maybe a box is damaged and so the whole crate can't be used. We will take that to our facility. We process through and we only keep what we need, and the remainder of that goes back out to our pantry partners. In 2022, we rescued 521,706 pounds of food, and we only kept about 30% of that in our kitchen. So what happens to the remaining 70%? Well, it goes back out to our pantry partners. We partner with, currently we have 14 pantry partners over 4 counties, and that number is growing. The thing that sets us apart with our food rescue is that we don't warehouse anything. So when food comes in same day, we're processing it through and it is immediately going back out to our pantry partners, which is ensuring that fresh produce, fresh meats, fresh items are getting right into the hands of our pantry partners and the people that are coming through those pantries looking for sustainable resources that are convenient to where they are. We know and understand that food insecurity does not stop at our front door. And we feel very passionately that we should be partnering across the metro region to meet people where they are and provide access to sustainable foods and sustenance that they can access and take back home with them as their schedules allow. The other thing that sets Nourish KC apart is that we have a dedication to our partnerships. There's a little bit of a movement in Kansas City right now about collaboration in human services. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. Back in 2020, when COVID was happening, we had a pop-up shelter. I think it was actually in 2021. We had a pop-up shelter at Bartle Hall where we were serving our unhoused guests were coming and living at Bartle Hall for about 3 months. We had people staying there. And as people were coming and staying, service providers were coming and providing an opportunity for them to directly engage with people that were experiencing homelessness on the ground. So in one day, one person could see somebody for vital records, for medical assistance, for mental or behavioral health, for housing needs. They're getting good meals, all in one setting versus having to go on a bus or go here or go there, or go all over. And at that time, Downtown Council, which is one of our partner organizations, sat back and watched all this happen and said, wow, if we can go to where the people are and all these providers can meet us there, we're going to be able to get people through this system quicker. So in January of 2023, we launched what we call the Beehive. Our building is a 2-story building. Nurse Casey has been on the basement floor for 15 years. Our upstairs space has gone through a handful of things over the years. But in a 2-year renovation project, we have in January launched what we call the Beehive. So it's the whole building. And the Beehive now offers free medical, free dental, and housing assistance, as well as food being kind of the hook in the basement floor for people coming and getting a meal. So now, any day of the week, guests can come in, they can get a meal, and we can connect them with services that they need. Our drop-in center is no appointment necessary. So anyone can show up and ask us, hey, this is what I need. I need vital records. I need to get my birth certificate. I need to get, a toothache. I have a toothache. I need to get a fill. Okay, finish your lunch and we're going to take you upstairs and connect you with other services. Being able to provide all of this in one location, just in the last few months that this has been open, has been game changing for some of our residents. It's just seeing that relief come from someone that, when they're sitting down, they're having a meal and they're talking about how, okay, these are my issues. I need X and I need Y and I need Z, and I don't know how to get all of this done in the next few days. And we can say, I'm going to walk you upstairs and we're going to be able to cross off these 3 buckets in a few hours. It's just been really amazing to see. And that sense of collaboration is really at the forefront of what we're trying to do right now in human services. Nurse Casey, our job is to feed people. That's why we're there. But if we can link arms with other people that are doing what they do really well, and they can stay in their lanes and do what they do really well, and we can all just stand up together, we're a more united front than if one person was trying to take on all of that on their own. And that's really kind of the heart of what we're doing right now. And being able to, be an organization that can say, okay, my role is to feed people and to make sure that no one goes to bed hungry. But at the same time, I'm also going to provide these opportunities for people through our partnerships to access the essential needs that they need to get out of some of these tough situations that people are in. And it's exciting and it's innovative, and we're very hopeful that this model can be duplicated in other areas. I know there's a lot of places that have similar models, but having that full meal service is really a unique component to what we're doing. And so we're really excited about the growth that we've already seen and the future of how we're going to grow this collective, this collaboration over the coming years. So I just, again, want to thank everyone for all of the work that everyone else does across the nation, for the Alliance, for everything that they do to uplift and support organizations like mine. And we're just completely honored that we can take this moment and recognize not only the work that we do, but the partnerships and the collective collaboration that's being seen in other areas, and uplift all of this work, because it's just vital to making change in our society. And together we can stamp out hunger if we all just link arms and stand up stronger as a united front. So thank you again so much.
Thank you, Mandy Jane. And congratulations to Nurse Casey, yourself, and the rest of the team on the Hunger Free Community Award. We're so thrilled to be partnering with you and just really appreciate all of your efforts in the community. And so thank you. So, as we think about closing out today, and I can't believe it went so quickly, I have to say it's my honor to organize this conference on behalf of the Alliance to End Hunger and the Hunger Free Communities Network. Part of our work with the Hunger Free Communities Network is we play the role of conveners and capacity builders, which is what makes this signature event so special to me. So today we gather to listen and learn from each other, to connect and support each other, to uplift and celebrate each other. We heard policy updates and calls to actions and learned about innovative partnerships and programs that are improving food and nutrition security in communities all across the country. And I'd like to add, thanks to all of our presenters who shared their experiences and their expertise. And a thank you to our special guest, Congressman Jonathan Jackson, for his very passionate defense of the hungry and poor. It is so amazing to have a champion like him in Congress. As Mandy just reminded us, when we come together with purpose and passion, we can do so much. As Eric said earlier today, we gather because hunger is solvable and because together we can build a movement to end hunger in the US. So we really appreciate all of you who joined us today and who are partners with us in this work. I'd like to go on and express my appreciation to the many people who helped to make today possible, including Swaim Strategies, that's the team that helped to organize us today, as well as my coworkers at the Alliance, Aaliyah and Nate. Really appreciate the work that they put into the summit. And I'd like to offer a final note of thanks to our sponsors, not just for sponsoring the summit today, which we really appreciate, but for their partnership every day. And so really want to send our thanks out to Instacart, Share Our Strength, Bread for the World, Feeding America, Grubhub, and Islamic Relief USA. Thank you all. So before you leave us today, please take time to visit the sponsor booths. Please continue to connect to each other through the People tab in the navigation bar. Recordings of all sessions will be available for 30 days, but they're available now. So feel free to stay and go back and take a look at some of the sessions that you might have missed earlier today. Those recordings are available and they will be available for 30 days. Remember to turn on view past events in the agenda so you can see everything that was offered today. And after 30 days, we'll move everything to the Alliance to End Hunger's YouTube page. So we'll let you know when they're available online through YouTube. Soon you'll receive a survey from us. We really hope that you share your thoughts with us. Please let us know about your experience, what topics you'd like to see next year, and whether you have a preference next year for an in-person or a virtual event going forward. So we'd love to hear from you. I know surveys are sometimes the last thing on your mind, but it really does help us understand what we need to do better and more of, because it's something that you really appreciate. So we're at the end of our day, and thank you so much for spending your day with us. We really appreciate you, and thank you. Have a good day, everyone.